Hi everyone, Dr. Karyn here. Today we're talking about the secret to stopping fear and anxiety and how to really kill it, how to shrink it, how to get rid of it. So whether or not you are a woman entrepreneur, you're a CEO, you're HR manager, you're a teacher, you're a parent going, how do I help those around me with anxiety and fear? So we're going to unpack that. What is it and what we can do to help ourselves and actually other people. And so let's first of all talk about what exactly is fear and anxiety. So if you've watched my TED Talk on the secret in terms of building confidence in leaders, if you have read my book, The Three Chairs, a great business leadership book, you'll know that I talk a lot about what's called leadership emotional intelligence. So what is leadership EQ? Because anxiety and fear are kind of part of it. So there's basically 5 core skills of leadership emotional intelligence. Spells the acronym CARDS. C stands for your communication skills. A stands for your attitude and goal setting skills. R stands for your relationship skills. D stands for your decision making, performance, time management skills. And S stands for your stress emotion management skills. Okay, so when we're talking about fear and anxiety, it's that last category, that stress and emotion management, that is actually so critical that if we don't really learn how to master that skill, it will have a negative impact on the rest of our leadership, both in business and our relationships and our wellness and all of the above. Okay, so if you want to explore deeper in terms of leadership EQ, we've got a great scorecard, free scorecard. Just write yes in the comments below, and someone from our team will actually send it to you. It's free. It's a great way just to kind of help you assess your own leadership EQ. And obviously, if you like this content, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can actually be notified with other great resources that help you build these leadership EQ skills. That's what we do as a company. We help people develop both professionally and also personally. So let's then go a little bit deeper. Okay, let's go talk a little bit more about stress and emotion management and what it is and how we can really help ourselves and actually others. I was speaking at a conference in Florida this past week, a business conference, and this was the question that came up. This was a question that came up during the Q&A around, a manager has somebody in their team that has a lot of anxiety, and how do you actually help them? So let's kind of unpack this. So the first thing is, what exactly is anxiety and fear? So I like simple. I like to teach things that are really simple for people to understand. So fear and anxiety are 2 feelings. That's it. Okay. So we have hundreds of feelings. I have hundreds. You have hundreds. Everybody's got hundreds of feelings. A lot of people think we have like 5 to 20. We don't. We have like dozens and dozens. And there's, some controversy around how many we actually have, but we have a lot. Okay. We have a lot. And fear and anxiety are not good or bad. They're not right or wrong. They're just pleasant or unpleasant. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is figure out, okay, what do I feel? Feeling's only one word, fear, anxiety. Okay, that would be 2 examples. But your superpower is understanding what to do with them. And so fear and anxiety are just 2 feelings, but it's the thought that is connected to it that could either be toxic or healthy. So let me give you an example because people often say, Karyn, I like examples. All right, so here's an example. Let's say you have fear about public speaking. Okay, it's a very common fear. Let's say you have a fear of public speaking. So my first question for you, if you were sitting in my office, I'd be like, okay, you have fear of public speaking. The feeling is fear. So what's the thought? Well, I think I'm not good at public speaking. And that's the thought. I think I'm not good at public speaking. And therefore I'm going to avoid public speaking. So the feeling is fear, and so the behavior is you avoid it. You don't put your hand up. You don't put yourself out there, and you kind of avoid it at all cost. So that is like the domino effect. So I think I'm not good at public speaking. It's causing me to feel fear, and the way it actually now impacts my performance is that I'm actually not putting my hand up, and I'm not putting myself out there. So do you see how the fear itself is not really the problem? Where the problem is that you got this really toxic thought, and it's also negative because now it's negatively impacting your performance. This is why the 5 leadership EQ skills are so important for all of us to develop, because if we don't develop it, it will negatively impact our life. But if we do develop it, it can positively impact our life in business, relationships, and wellness. So this is why it's so important for all of us to lean into it. So the way that I actually describe it for a lot of people is use your feelings, fear and anxiety, as a little referee on the side. What is it trying to tell you? It's got a message for you. You got to lean into it and pay attention. And so this is how I manage for myself, how I help my clients with it, is pay attention. What is the thought? Is the thought toxic or is it healthy? So if the thought is, and again, I'm just giving this as an example, but if the thought is, I'm not good at public speaking, is that a truthful comment? I'm not good at public speaking. Is that a truthful comment? Well, it might be. Maybe you're not very good at it. I used to not be very good at it either. The reality is, what is public speaking? It's a skill. What can we do with skills? We can learn to develop them. Okay, so this is not genetic. These are things we can learn. And so what would be more of a healthy thought? The healthy thought is, I am motivated to develop the skill of public speaking. I'm going to take a course to develop this public speaking. I'm going to surround myself with other people so I can learn from them. I'm going to get myself a public speaking coach, a public speaking mentor. I'm motivated to really develop and hone the skill of public speaking. So if that becomes your new thought, how are you going to feel? You'll probably still feel fearful the next time you try to put yourself out there. But here's where it becomes really powerful. The more you lean into it and you face your fear, you know what happens? It shrinks. The more you avoid it, you turn your head away, the more it grows. That's how you kill fear, is you change your thought pattern and you change your action. And by actually doing both those things, what happens is the fear shrinks. Okay, so there's a lot of people that don't understand fear, and they just think, I feel fearful, I feel anxious, so therefore I'm going to avoid it. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. You want to face it. Ask yourself, what's the thought that I could replace it with that could really help me? And what's the behavior that I can do to help myself face it in a healthy, safe way to help it shrink? And that's how you deal with anxiety and fear. So what's the question that you have about this topic? Put the question in the comments. Send us an email, www.dkleadership.org. And we love to hear from what people are watching, what their thoughts are regarding all of our videos. And hopefully you found this helpful. And be sure to check out a lot of our other YouTube videos. We do lots of different videos that tackle different parts of leadership EQ.